away from my Carolina home. Had dreams about the West and started to roam. 6 long months on a dust-covered trail. They say heaven's at the end, but so far it's been hell. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. We were digging and shifting 5 to 5, selling everything we found just to stay alive. Gold flowed free like the whiskey in the bars. Sinning was the big thing, Lord, and Satan was a star. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And blood lined the streets. Men were shot down for the sake of having fun, or just to hear the noise of their 44 guns. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. Now my widow, she weeps by my grave. Tears flow free for her man couldn't save. Shot down in cold blood by a gun that carried fame, all for the useless and no good, worthless claim. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there. And there's fire on the mountain, lightning in the air, gold in them hills, and it's waiting for me there.
Five, four, three, two, one. Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are all you doing tonight? I hope you're all totally awesome. Me, doing better than I could be, but I'm doing fine. Life goes on like the wheel in the sky. Um, Everybody, I got a surprise for you all. It ain't a surprise that Shane's on. You could see that in the title. That ain't it. I have a very, very special co host with me tonight. Special, super special guest co host. And I'm totally stoked to have her back. I'm totally stoked to have that person back with me tonight. As much as I am very stoked to have our guest for the night, Shane from See It My Way, the blind treasure hunter. So, you know what I'm going to say next, right? Don't go away. We'll be right back. Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with ToledoJess, Gano, and I. Rose, my friend, how in the heck are you doing?
Man, I'm so happy to be here and I'm so happy to be talking to you, Ed.
Well, I'm like overwhelmed with joy. Hold on, I got a surprise attack. Come here, Annie.
Mm.
My little darling, my great big palladium diamond encrusted pure gold nugget right here. Wave to everybody, and Rose says hi. Jane
Hi.
says hi. Here's your bubble wrap. Okay, show's on, girl. You know what to do. Don't tear down my green screen either. And you'll see my washer and dryer. Sorry about that. I,
Oh no,
I,
you never have to apologize for a little sneak attack.
I knew it was gonna happen too. I just knew it. And she was kicking back between my two screens because I have a pure black one behind my green screen to hide, or I have light bleed through, and
Mm-hmm.
she sits there quietly. But Flash Fam, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to see all of you. Detective Smile, Jason, BC Treasure Trails, Terry Curry, Randy Scotty Tony, Robert, good to see you, Rocky Mountain Life Prospecting, Tin Man.
What up, Tin Man?
I have to say our brother JP Lonzamore was first in the room saying, let's do this. Actually, he said that hours before, too. Um, and Tin Man and Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest moderator. Brewers Prospecting, Guido, Randy, Metal Detecting with Randy, good to see you. And thank you for the compliment on my music on the countdown. Park Rat Pat, good to see you, bud. David Villa, always good to see mi amigo, David Villa. Oh, I see it my way one's in the chat.
Yeah, do we holler at Guido? I know Guido was here earlier too.
Yeah, I just brought up Guido. Oh,
My bad.
Guido's so cool. I'll bring him up again. Hey, Guido,
Dude,
good to see you. And you never know, I did send him I'm going to Washington in a week for my mom's memorial service. And I'm staying for at least one night at Otis Ferris's house. And I send a message to Otis, if you want to do a little get together, a meetup, that's cool with me. I know it's a work night. I know I'll be there around 8, but there's Guido, there's Secret Creek, there's Gold Squad, there's numerous people. Richard Davis, Spider Ace Prospecting, and several others right in that area. So that'd be cool. That'd lighten the load a bit. Who else is in here? Filling up more and more. Patty. Hello, hun. How are you? Robert DePotty. Good to see you, buddy. Say hi to Heather and Erie Deary for me. Heading to the creek prospecting, or doesn't say prospecting, but I think prospecting. Heading to the creek, good to see you. Excellent. Great to see all of you. All right. Ooh, send some stickers. I'll take some too. And shoot. I do sticker trade, so if you want to send stickers for a sticker trade, just send them to my P.O. box. Flash in your pan at P.O. Box 130, Delphus, Ohio 45833. And we could do that. I have several.
Oh, I know. I was gonna flash one, but I was like, oh, I'm on his channel. Hold on, here we go.
What? See my
There you go.
There's one of them. I have a bunch of the Tuesday Night Hangout lives with you and Angela on them, but now they're like collector's items,
Yeah, collectors of this. That's what I say. And look, I got all my flash passes.
All three.
Those are like my golden tickets. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope to see you at this coming Flash Bash too. Excellent.
Can't miss a good time.
Thanks, Detective Smile. Jeff, GoPro Unlimited, good to see you.
Hi, happy to see you.
All right, well, I think we've gone over enough, huh?
I think you got him.
You have any new news?
Oh man, just living the dream, hanging out with the bar fam a lot. If I'm able to get on the lives, but I work a lot of nights, so just catching it where I can catch it.
Well, there's 2-3 live streams that I would love to hit more, and that's the bar, but they start late, the JP's bar, Can Do stuff, Jeff Brewers, and I did enjoy hanging out with the Hanover gang the other morning.
Yeah, Hangover Sundays, always a good time.
But I feel kind of bad because I got a lot going on right now, and I stay up too late as it is doing stuff, and if still get to try and get to bed early.
Hey man, it's not easy to keep up with all of them all the time. It's not. But
Can
maybe if
do.
you're lucky, the party will still be going by the time you wake up.
That's
Yeah.
true. No more, honey. Are you back there? I could have swore I heard a little infiltrator. Um, but yeah, all great people. Can do veteran, good to see you.
Oh, just to do a plug though, he is doing a special this Friday, Veterans Day. Yes.
Yeah.
And also his 1,000 sub celebration, doing a really cool giveaway on his channel.
Well, if it's one of his American flags, I kicked myself in the butt. I should have got one at Flash Bash.
The prizes are getting pretty epic, actually. So I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth and say there'll be a flag there, but I know that there is a plethora of really cool stuff.
Right on. Well, congratulations. I noticed when I was lurking. I do lurk sometimes, guys, and if I say something, then I'll want to say more, and then maybe I'll want to hop in Zoom, and then I'll get into it more. But Judy goes to bed early with the grandchild, and if I wake them up, oh my God, it'd be hell to pay. And you'd hear her, what are you doing up? I'm trying to sleep.
Right.
But yeah, no, I love you all. Love you all very much, even our lurkers out there. And I never mention it, but I'm going to do it really at the beginning of the show. Thank you for all the listeners over at the podcast sites, listening to my replays from all around the world. You could catch us at Anchor and Spotify, Google Podcasts, just to name a few. Thank you very much. And without no more further ado, let's get our guest in here and we could squeeze him for some information. Um, Mark the Berg Hunter. Good to see you, Mark. Oh, I won a prize from Nick Moeller hanging out at Marty is Nuts About Detecting the other day. A beautiful colored Canadian dollar, I think it was. Could be wrong.
Nice. Very nice.
It was a beautiful coin. And it's not like I don't have enough of them already.
Can never have too much. You can never have too much, Ed.
Oh, someday I'll pan around my desk and into my cabinet, and then I'll have you tell me if you never have too much. Sometimes it's overwhelming, but no,
Yeah.
I love coins, love tokens. I think I like tokens better than coins, but
You
tokens
said that
are
a
a
few
coin.
times. Yeah, yeah.
I just, they're rarer. They have more history behind them. But I like South American coins better than like American coins. And a lot of European, German, old German, um, and the some of the artwork on South American and Mexican coins are beautiful. I have a
Uh-huh.
huge Mexican coin collection. But okay. Before we go on, let me say hello to our friends from down under, Terry Curry and Brad Walsh. and all the other Aussies and Tazies in the house. I know Aussie and Taz is part of the same country, but are they really? It's like United States and California.
Great analogy.
But, you know, California is connected. So it could say like California or USA and Hawaii, you know. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Kiwis are New Zealanders. They're down under, Bill, but they're New Zealanders. Which I'd love to go there and dredge sometimes. But okay, I'm rambling. It's enough. It's quarter after the hour. Um, I don't think I'm gonna pin. Well, yeah. Now you're in for it now, Shane, because I'm gonna pin you, and they're gonna see you, and they'll only hear Rose.
It won't be so bad.
It's absolutely harmless, and we know you don't mind being in front of the camera. So, how are you doing tonight, Shane?
Good, good. Thank you so much, Ed, for having me. Thanks, Rose. Hello,
Yeah.
everybody in chat. Thanks for coming tonight and spending some time with us.
Hey, how long have you been doing YouTube?
I think since 2018, maybe when I first started.
Oh, really? So you
And I read my channel wasn't originally about metal detecting. My channel was originally about my loss of eyesight and things that I do, and try to do some things to help people that lost their eyesight, or anybody else with some kind of disabilities or something. So that's originally how my channel started. But I was heavy into metal detecting, and I started putting the metal detecting stuff on it, and kind of how it rolled from there.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I have a foster brother that's been blind since birth.
Oh,
And
okay.
I was talking about you at work, and I'm like, blind people are amazing. My brother would know if he knew you well, he would know who I am just by the way I breathe and who we are. We're in the room by the way we breathe, and I know he
Sometimes
was
by the footsteps.
yeah, and he was a badass too. I'd hate to have to fight him ever, but he got jumped once, Shane, and he took a knife away from the guy and a screwdriver and about caned him to death. I swear,
Wow.
and beat the living turd out of the guy. But I bet you that guy will never try and take advantage of a blind person again.
Absolutely.
So
Go
is
ahead.
metal detecting the only thing you're covering on your channel? Do you put anything else out there, or do you still continue to cover the loss of your eyesight?
A little bit, but not as much as the metal detecting stuff. Every once in a while, I'll throw up a blind thing, trying to run chainsaws, or I do some axe throwing, or just some other odd stuff I try to do.
And
But
then
yeah,
anything other than metal detecting?
not really. I could think of off the top of my head. That's pretty
You've
much
got
me in my life,
Yeah. Do you have any desire to do any other treasure hunting?
Yeah, I'd like to try some prospecting. Gold Claw sent me some pans. I didn't get a chance to use them yet,
Oh, they're a
but
great pan, especially for
Yeah.
learning.
so I didn't get a chance to use them yet. But that's a big thing on my to-do list for next summer. I'm going to try to hit some rivers, practice with a little bit, practice with some little lead shot to see how good I am at it.
There is gold in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Could find some.
I'm also not I say this all the time. I feel like I'm beating a dead horse, but I love the living room panning. have something brought to your living room and get to explore and work from home until you get a little more comfortable with the pan.
Yeah.
There's
I have lots of rivers and creeks around me, so
excellent.
hopefully I can get into that sometime this summer. Or yeah, next summer.
Yeah, it's coming summer. It's about to get cold outside. It's gonna wreck a lot of treasure hunting for anybody who's in the colder areas.
I spend a lot of time, well, most of the time in a river over the summers. So, but now that it's cold, I'll spend a lot of time in farm fields. I'll go all year round. The cold's not going to stop me. The only thing that's
Right
going to
on.
stop me is a foot of snow.
But yeah, what area are you in?
Pennsylvania.
Oh yeah, you can definitely get a foot of snow there though, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah. And we just had a crazy warm stint over the weekend. It was like summer, super warm days, almost 80. Now the temperature's starting to drop again. It's supposed to be like by the weekend, high of 39, nighttime low 20s.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I say this every year, but I really do mean it this year, where I think we're gonna have a very brutal winter. I think we're gonna have a lot of snow, a lot of precipitation, and I think it's gonna be very cold.
I hate to do this to you, sis, but I hope it's in Western Illinois and not in Western Ohio.
You get a
I
lot of
wouldn't.
the lake snow, Ed?
No, I live in West Central Ohio.
Okay.
Where I live, sometimes we get some out of Lake Michigan that trace through and across like Fort Wayne and down my way. But most of the time, no. And if we do get any lake effect, it's very little. Unlike parts of Michigan and like Buffalo, New York, and stuff like that, or Cleveland area,
Oh yeah,
Cleveland and Erie, Pennsylvania, and
yeah. They're
that
right on the
area
lake.
gets hammered. Yeah, but it ain't really that bad. Some, but not a lot. What kind of detector do you swing?
I have a Garrett AT Pro. I also have a Blistol V5, the Beast. It's a Bulgarian metal detector.
Oh
It's a
Do
little
you
wow.
prefer
different.
the Garrett?
Oh yeah, yeah. The Blistol's a little complicated. It's all potentiometers and toggle switches. There's no screen on it or anything. It's a single tone machine.
Oh, so you dig everything.
Yeah, you can discriminate, but yeah, you pretty much got to dig a lot.
Yes. Do you discriminate or do you dig everything?
I don't discriminate, but I don't dig iron. But I do dig most things. I mean, just like everybody, because relics pop up, and relics are always awesome to find.
Mm-hmm.
Relics. Yeah, relics are always.
I'm not experienced enough, so I have to dig everything. So I don't even know what I'm doing. I have no clue what I'm doing. Just
That's one.
listening for
That's what.
beeps.
Yeah, that's one good way to learn.
Well, I kind of believe, I told you earlier, I've been detecting more than prospecting this year, and I tend to go with dig everything instead of like just shooting for coins and stuff.
Yeah,
Because, hey, never know what treasure you'll find.
that's
Or
absolutely right.
Relic.
Yeah.
Like
Speaking of treasure and relics, what are some of the most epic finds that you've been able to dig up?
Well, no, I don't know. I dug up a lot of stuff in the rivers this past summer. I had some good luck in the rivers. I found a 1780 half real. I found a 50-cent piece of Benjamin $half in the river. Some buttons. I found a nice crotal bell from the 1700s. My phone's talking to me. Sorry, guys.
Okay.
No worries.
Yeah.
Are you playing with
Uh-oh.
poker chips?
Oh, you know, that's probably me putting the message into the Zoom chat, Shane.
Oh,
There, I just stopped my phone, so quit talking to me and
Yeah.
interrupted me. I found a buddy of mine. We got on this spot in the river, and we found 9 porcelain signs from the 1920s for horseshoe tobacco. So that was really cool. It was enjoyable finding them old signs. Somebody must have just dumped them in the river at some point,
Yep.
and they were buried deep under all the rocks and mud too. So they must have been there for a long time. Oh,
Were they in any decent condition? Were they salvageable?
one was super nice. The rest were pretty bad.
Yeah.
You know, they were just in rough shape. But I found one that was still in pretty nice shape. Almost all the porcelain's still on it. And
Wow.
hopefully next summer we can go back and see if we can find more. Unfortunately, where we found them, it was in deep water, so it's just, unless you got a scuba gear or a snorkel or something, it's hard digging in deep water.
What about waiting for drought? You know, occasionally Angela and I, when we would magnet fish, we'd wait for drought for certain bodies of water and have a little more luck.
Yeah, the spot it was in, it was in a deep spot, so
Yeah.
it's a spot that even though if there was a drought, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be too bad because rivers don't really dry up. They get low, they get nice and low. But I've been early in the year, I was hitting a lot of farm fields, so I found a lot of nice relics, a lot of coins in the farm fields. I found a lot of buttons, a couple Civil War buttons, some nice cuff buttons, large cents, King George coppers. I found 1 real, half reals.
ooh, nice.
I found my oldest coin this year. I found a William III shilling from the
Wow.
1600s. Yeah, so
Good condition?
no, it was in pretty bad shape, pretty wiped
Yeah.
clean, but we were able to identify it and
On
figure out
any
what it
of
was.
those old Spanish silvers, any of them were stamped?
No, some of them had holes in them because the half reals are so small and thin. They would poke holes in them and wear them around their neck so they wouldn't lose them.
Well, the value of money and back in those days, they would sew them into clothing. They
Yeah.
would wear them around their neck, nice little safe purse, little stash, I guess. But I know with like reals and pieces of 8 or other stuff, I guess a piece of 8 would be like a quarter of real, wouldn't it? But they would stamp them in different ports because
Oh,
silver, and they would circumvent the globe on trade routes, and different ports would stamp them.
some of them were minted in Mexico and some were minted in Spain. And it was back in the 1700s. It was pretty much a worldwide currency. It was
Yes.
accepted everywhere.
Yes.
That's why everybody finds them everywhere.
Yeah, and that's where the stamps on them come in sometimes.
I believe there was a time too when the US was dealing with a coin shortage or a silver shortage where they brought in royals and used them to make up for that. And so man, I feel like I'm going to stick my foot in my mouth, but I believe there are US royals.
Yeah, I think that was in the early 1800s or towards the mid 1800s. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, it didn't last very long, but I think
Yeah.
that people look for them because they're pretty rare.
Yeah.
What I gathered, but I don't know too much. So
Yeah. Me neither. But yeah, I guess I should have started off with explaining about my eyesight and everything.
yeah, I think that everybody, I know I'm curious, but everybody in chat's probably a little curious as well.
Yeah, so I was born with a congenital disease called retinitis pigmentosa. So basically, with that eye disease, for some people you'll lose your eyesight fairly quickly. For some people, you might not lose your eyesight until your 60s, but for me, I was in my 30s when I lost it. So I guess I was pretty lucky to keep it that long. But I also have a brother, and my mother is the same way. They have the same disease.
So it's hereditary?
Yeah, it's a congenital disease, yeah, hereditary. But
You seem to overcome things with leaps and bounds, man. Putting out treasure hunting videos, still treasure hunting. That's pretty badass. So
yeah, I mean, when I first lost my sight, I wasn't, I guess I wasn't as positive, which is expected, I guess. You know, you go through your phase where you're all mad at the world. But once I got over that and decided, I'm going to enjoy life, I'm going to do what I want. And that's exactly what I did. I did quit metal detecting because when I could see, my metal detected. So I did that a lot when I could see. When I started losing my eyesight, I quit for a while. And then I said, you know what? I love it too much. I'm going to keep metal detecting. I'm just not going to stop. So
There you go.
originally, like, my wife would take me out. She would kind of hang out with me. And as I got braver, I'd be like, just go, get out of here. I'll call you or text you whenever I'm done. So now it's just, I go everywhere. My wife or my kids will drop me off at the river, at parks, fields, just wherever.
you go for it, man. That's super cool.
And I spent a lot of time in the rivers this summer. I was spending 7 to 10 hours a day in the river, because everybody go to work. Somebody drop me off in the morning, and when somebody get home from work, they just come pick me up, take drinks with me, snacks.
Yeah.
Enjoy the day at the river. I'd explore at my own leisure, wander around. When I get to the rivers, I pretty much had to figure everything out by feel, just by walking around, finding the deep spots, finding the shallow spots, finding where all the down trees were, whatever's going on in the river. Some days I would cover large sections of the river, half miles of the river, just exploring, enjoying myself. Like you said, living a dream.
Yeah.
That's
Have you
so
ever
cool.
run into anything that has been a little dangerous for you? Have you ever been put into a sticky spot?
Not yet. But I got grabbed by a couple of crayfish this summer, and that's never happened before. Usually when I grab them, they just kind of scoot away, or I had a couple this year just grab onto me and not let go.
Ooh, spot back.
Yeah. But metal detecting with Randy and we went to the river one time. I was metal detecting, and he's like, "There's a snake right beside you." I'm like, "Ha ha, yeah." He's like, "No, I'm serious." So I
Metal
just stood
detecting with Randy, he just said, Rose, Shane doesn't let anything hold him back.
That's right.
Yeah, and then there was another time I was squatting down in the river, and Randy's like, "A snake just swam under your butt." Yeah.
So was the metal detecting what helped you be a little less angry at the world? Was there anything in particular that
Oh,
brought you out of
yes.
that, or
Yes.
what was it?
Metal detecting is kind of my mental health happy place. I don't know if that makes sense. That's where I'm
Yeah,
happiest, when I'm
absolutely.
metal detecting and I'm doing something independently on my own with absolutely nobody's help. I can do everything. I can find the targets, dig the targets. Most times identify the targets just by feeling.
Wow.
Sometimes
I
people are
can't even do
surprised.
that.
Now, I've heard a story or a rumor that you could even tell what you found feeling it with your gloves. Now, there's some super sensitive fingertips.
Sometimes, like the wheat pennies, I can tell the difference between a wheat penny and a memorial penny, just as long as they're not beat up too bad.
Yeah.
And like silver coins, I can tell when I find a silver coin, because they have a certain feel to them. They're nice and clean when they come out of the ground. They just feel nice. And just by the way they sound, if you drop on another coin, silver makes that special sound.
So you had a question just a little bit earlier from Mark, the bird hunter. He'd like to know what you use to mark the spot of the target.
I actually use a golf tee. So
Oh, yeah.
so what I do is I'll pinpoint, and I'm spot on pretty much 90% of the time. I'm spot on where my target's at. I put the golf tee down right in the center of the coil, and I dig around that golf tee and plop the plug, and most times it's right there.
Do you also use pinpointers?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
It would be.
Garrett?
Actually, I'm still using my original Garrett Pro Pointer from 2012. But in the water, I use waterproof pinpointers. I use the Nocta Macro Pulse Dive, and I have a Gold Digger Lander C. They're both pulse induction pinpointers.
I want to get one of the Nacros. I have their pinpointer I really like for price wise and being waterproof and everything. Can't beat it.
Yeah.
I want to get their pulse induction so next time I'm out west I can use it for sniping. Use it as a tool when you're go underwater and stuff, looking for gold in the cracks in the bedrock.
Yeah. And it's a pretty sensitive machine, and you can use it as a pinpointer, or you could use it as a like a mini metal detector, as a small. I think it's a 4-inch coil you can put on it. I think they also make an 8-inch coil now for it, the pulse dive.
Oh, nice.
So Ohio Relic Hunter and now metal detecting with Randy have just basically pushed it over. I gotta start to at least ask a little bit about magnet fishing. So I take it you have done some magnet fishing?
Oh yeah, yep. Not
So
a
what
lot,
do you,
but
yeah, what do you think about it?
I like it. Metal detecting with Randy and I had a bad experience with magnet fishing. We went to a lake near me here, and we went to a dock, and we didn't look at the side of the dock. The whole side of the dock was metal.
Mm-hmm.
We both threw our magnets out, plunk plunk, and we couldn't. No matter how hard we tugged, we couldn't get them off.
Are those some brand new magnets?
No. I've had mine probably since 2006, 2007, somewhere around there.
Is it a brute?
I don't even know, to tell you the truth.
Gotcha.
It's
You know,
it's
Angela
a
and
magnet in its head.
yeah. And it was stuck. Angela and I actively avoid docks for that. All docks have a ton of metal on them, and they're always a miserable experience for us. You know, for the most part, you get better at it, I suppose, avoiding it and keeping your arms stretched out so you don't get too close to the metal. But
I do know this. This is one of them. That was one of them perfect moments. Like, you learn by your mistake.
You know what I really loved about magnet fishing is that you really can feel what's going on down there with the rope. With you know, like regular fishing is, you get a feel for the bottom, you get a feel for whether you're getting catches and dragging those catches, and I always love that about it.
It's pretty neat. Like, one time I found a minnow bucket with minnows in it. So it was somebody recently lost it.
That's funny.
I'd like to do more of it, but it's hard because a lot of the waterways around here are pretty clean.
That's, you know, a good problem is what Angela and I called that. It's a good problem to have, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say that about whenever they come to my part of the country, you know, come to Ohio where we have flash bashes. They're like, it's remarkably clean.
Yeah. And we did a trip to Virginia too, and with Brewers Prospecting and JP and Mrs. JP, and the scenery was to die for. The weather was fantastic, but the water was clean. There, you know, we weren't hardly pulling anything out of it.
It seems like people have the most luck near cities, bridges where people throw stuff over.
Well, you know, we also have quite a bit of luck in rural, low tax dollar rural areas. You know, country, a lot of car parts and, you people dumping their own trash because they don't have a trash service. So I don't know. I think it can vary. Um, I think I don't know. I was going to say it depends on the age of the area, because the older it is, you have people that are more accustomed to dumping their trash versus
Yeah.
paying for a trash service. But you know what? I don't know. We still haven't figured out that magical algorithm for finding the dirty bridges.
Yeah, I think it was up till about the 70s. People dumped a lot of stuff in the rivers.
Yeah, very common.
Yeah. Up until give a hoot, don't pollute, and it started changing.
Right, right.
Oh, if you guys will excuse me just for one moment, I've got to take the puppy out to go potty.
Okay.
No worries, no worries.
If anybody in chat has any questions,
Yeah,
feel free to ask anything at all.
We
I'm
have
not.
one from Terry Curry. Shane, when you first started out, how long did it take you to get comfortable with detecting?
Not long, because I was already pretty familiar with metal detecting before I lost my eyesight. It was just, just figuring some things out, the pinpointing. Before I used to be able to look at a blade of grass or something and figure out, where to pinpoint. And then I came up with the golf tee, and that was probably about my biggest struggle, was pinpointing. And
Okay.
then
Go ahead.
So how I got into water metal detecting, about 10 years ago, I metal detected with a friend, and he said he went out to the rivers and did some metal detecting, and I said, but you know what? That sounds pretty cool. I'd like to try it. And he's like, oh, no. There's no way you wouldn't be able to do it. You can't see. There's no way you could do it. And like, that was kind of a challenge to me. So that's when I think that's right around the same time I got the Garrett AT Pro, and we went to the river, and I just started finding stuff. And he's like, I can't believe how good you are at this. You're just wandering around the river, just finding stuff.
Yeah, they can't let anyone no one should underestimate. That's for sure. Our friend Rob, Weigold's Metal Detecting Adventures, sorry Rob, has a question for you. Do you ever have any incidents or close calls when detecting by yourself? Did Rose get that already?
Yeah, well, as far as close calls, the only thing I get worried about is sometimes when you get on them slippy rocks, like my foot will slide and it'll jam into a rock or get pinched. I've almost tumbled over a few times. That's one of my biggest fears in the river, is breaking my ankle. So I guess that's probably about the scariest instance in the water.
Okay, well, this one might be scarier. Autism magnet fishing Mary, sure you know her from the community. She's like, Shane, how's the study going to get your driver's license? Okay, people, it's a joke. Shane, I don't do it to be mean.
I would love to go to DMV and just like, hey, can I take the test? It would be funny though. I could probably pass the book part, but the driving part I'd probably fail miserably.
Graveyard Prospecting says he falls on his ass all the time. Yeah, it's crazy. In prospecting, we call it the prospector shuffle, right? When you're doing your hardest not to fall on your face or on your butt in the creek, and it never fails. There's not one camera running with the group of people I'm with when someone does it. And you know how it is. By the time you do grab your camera, that moment's gone. One day I'll get with some of them and someone doing the prospector shuffle We all do it. Right, Graveyard? Hey, Thomas, how you doing? Anyway, good, I hope. Uh, now, you did, I believe. Okay, here's a hypothetical for you. If you had no limitations whatsoever, money, restrictions, no limitations, where would you go uh, to metal detect?
I've always wanted to go to Mount Vernon, George Washington's estate. Well, it was his family's estate before that. I think it dates back to the 1600s. So I've always, because he had those, all the just the large farm fields, and he had all the slave quarters, the little towns. So it would just be, that would be a super cool place to metal detect to me.
That would be an awesome place.
Yeah, because they did a lot of stuff outside. They did a lot of, like, I don't know, they threw these metal spears back then, like javelin, I guess, almost.
Yeah.
They did a lot of stuff outside, and there, a lot of fishing. And
yeah, true. People did a lot more things outside than they do now. Graveyard prospecting, how do you know what you find?
Experience of finding things. I find a lot of stuff. So over the years, I just slowly learn what I find just by feeling it. I can't identify everything, but most things I can.
There was one, I just commented on one of your TikToks. You found something, but you wasn't sure what it was. And you had
Yeah.
a pleasant surprise when you came home. I think it was your seeded.
Yep. I knew I found a silver quarter, but I just didn't know what it was. But it ended up being an 1891 seeded quarter.
Nice, very nice. Now, a past guest of Tuesday Night Hangout Live, and you've been detecting with him, metal detecting with Randy. Shane, why do you use the Pro, the AT Pro? He says AP Pro, and not the Equinox.
Well, unfortunately, I got to use the machine. I got to like a machine I can use without being able to see it. So the Garrett AT Pro has like tactile raised buttons. So I'm able to memorize all the buttons, what they do, how many times I got to push it to make it do, discriminate, or what mode I'm in. Like, let's say, like the Equinox 800 or 600. It's a screen you have to be able to see to actually use to adjust everything. I can't just use the raised buttons to work it. I mean, I could probably run it if it just started up and started in a certain mode, but I couldn't make any adjustments on it or anything, or ground balance or whatever else I had to do.
Right. Now you know, Randy. Have you ever had to chew on something to know what it is? Graveyard prospecting.
No, I never had to do that.
He says his brother chews on stuff all the time.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, would you do it?
No.
Yeah, me either.
Now, there's a question about rings, gold and stuff from Robert Dupati. He's a good friend of mine. Shoot, Bobby, can't find it. Have you find any gold with his detector, rings, etc.?
Oh yeah. Yep. Actually, this past summer, I found a gold ring in the river. I found a titanium ring in the river.
Wow, awesome.
Yeah. And a
What do
crap
you
load of
what do
fishing
you
lures.
what do you do when you find the gold? You know,
Uh,
is it something you keep forever? Do you sell it? Do you auction it off?
no, I'm just for now keeping it, saving it for a rainy day or something, I guess.
Super cool. Ed, I don't know if you asked any of the questions while I was gone. Brad Welch said he wants to come over and scuba the spot for you where you found those signs. He said, I have dive gear and Excalibur will detect and find.
That's one of my goals. I'm going to start with snorkeling and eventually I'm going to work up to scuba diving. I love being underwater. I've done some snorkeling towards the end of this summer. It's just a great feeling being underwater. I don't. I'm just a water bug. I like the water. So eventually, I want to learn how to scuba dive.
That'd be cool.
I'm like a cat. I'm terrified of the water. I don't want to know what's down there. Unless I'm putting a magnet or a hook down there. I don't know. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I don't know. I just love the water.
You should try surfing then.
Oh, I don't know if I'd be a good surfer. I keep missing a wave.
Yeah, I am sorry, Shane.
I know when we go to the beach, I try to do the boogie board, and I catch a couple, but it's hard to.
See, I wouldn't. All I could think about is sharks in the water. That's it. I don't even get more knee deep in the ocean.
Oh,
Autism magnet fishing. Mary I would like to know how the studying is going to get your driver's license. No, she's just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke.
yeah. Ed went over that
I
earlier.
went over
Oh,
that.
okay. Okay.
I
Sorry,
did
Andy,
all the ones in the Zoom chat. So.
Okay, cool. And you guys know if you have a question, don't hesitate to ask, and we'll make sure that we pass it along for you
Yeah,
guys.
definitely
Yeah,
tag one, if not all three of us.
Yeah, I'm not shy.
Now-
You're not going to offend me.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's guys, that's a great opportunity to maybe ask a question that you were a little too nervous to ask in the past. Somebody else. If he's saying he'll go for it, and you guys want to know, ask away.
Oh my, yeah, I'm not shy. You're not going to offend me.
I do have a favorite treasure hunting question I like to ask. I like to ask it anywhere I go and pretty much with anybody I'm talking to. But if you could treasure hunt, if you could metal detect or, go find gold, if you could treasure hunt anywhere in the world, you've been given all the money in the world. You have no restrictions, whatsoever.
You did this twice.
What are did you already do this?
Yeah.
Oh,
I told him
okay,
that
no.
Mount Vernon, George Washington's estate in Virginia.
Great answer. That's a great answer.
I
always say your top three. I don't just say one. I want three.
Okay.
The White House would be cool, but
yeah.
Now, where's the third?
Yep.
Mount Vernon,
Ooh.
White House.
Oh, I don't even know. Probably in Australia where they find all that gold.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of gold deposits down there.
I'd be down. I'd be down to try it, even though the place, I'm scared of all the spiders and stuff like that. I'd give it a shot.
I think that's where Mine Lab came from. It was Australia, wasn't it?
Yes.
For gold prospecting originally.
They started off military.
Oh, okay.
Like a lot of other detectors, from what I understand, and went from there. And since they're a good gold country,
Yeah.
I like my knocks. It's found me some good gold in the mother lode and stuff.
If I could see, I'd probably use the Equinox. I've contacted Mine Lab to ask them if there's a way for me to sync it with my phone, but they haven't got back to me yet on it.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's already Bluetooth, so.
maybe they're working on it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
You gave them an idea, and
Well,
they're like, "Hey, here's a whole new demographic.
yep.
If we could, maybe one day, my brother was doing studies with since the ink green or blue or purple or red. Try and ping YouTube. So, okay, it should be coming back. Should be coming back.
My kitty cat's drinking out of turtle's tank.
I asked them in the chat, please be patient. I had a Okay, my pings are looking good again with YouTube. That one was like 200 milliseconds. That wasn't good. All right. Now I hope you all come back. We lost a bit of the crowd because I lost
bummer,
connection with
dude.
YouTube, but hey, it is what it is. I need to talk to my accountant about getting the upload back up. But yep.
Is it an internet thing, Ed? Like, AT&T in our area now also offers fiber, and it's like stupid fast. It's like so freaking fast. Like, would that help you at all?
Fighter?
No, fiber, like fiber cable.
Oh, well, if there's, I don't know if they have that in my part of Ohio, but if they do, it should be throughout the whole whole area or some parts. I'm not gonna pay them to bring it to my house. That'd be
No, yeah, I think you
phenomenal.
have to I think they what they're doing is like, and obviously I'm in Illinois, so maybe it's state to state, but when they update areas.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, Judy said she cut our plan back not too long ago. My accountant and better have, which my upload speed dropped a little bit. I get great download speed, but for live streaming, I need the upload. So going from like 30 down to 11. But we've had a real bad windstorm, and it's been acting kind of wacky the past few weeks, haven't it, everybody, with connection. And I'm assuming it's with my internet provider. I can't always blame it on their internet provider and YouTube. Sometimes it's mine. So that's
I
what
know
I'm dealing with.
sometimes on premieres you'll get lag. It's like there shouldn't be a lag on premieres.
Right. And I might need to buy another tower or have Mr. Lodak build me a new tower. Something.
Is Mr. Lodak the computer guy?
Oh yeah, he's building a monster. But I'm gonna go and make it more powerful eventually. That way, it will do a better job. I just need to take it down to a computer tech and say, hey, what's the best thing I can do for this? Here's what I do. Here's what I need. Know what I mean?
Yeah. Yes, I do. Well, you know what? Actually, I'm a spoiled brat. I just say, husband, can you make this happen for me? And it magically happens. I don't know anything about anything. He's the one
Okay,
who gets us all
so
the good stuff.
hubby's your IT dude.
That's right. He's my IT man.
There you go. There you go. Would it be wrong to ask to see some of his treasure porn? See, I knew it would come up. I knew
Yeah.
it would come up. It might be hard for you guys to see it, Jeff, because of his green screen.
Yeah, it's messing everything up.
But
I can give you some audio descriptions.
Brewers Prospecting said, see it my way. Is it cold where you're at? And then he's laughing a lot afterwards.
Yeah, tell him I got my sweatshirt on.
And Jake, Guido, he asked a great question. Guido asked, how do you navigate your kayak?
I don't go kayaking by myself. I always have somebody with me, but usually somebody's left, right, 12 o'clock, 9 o'clock, you know. It doesn't always work out the best, but
backpedal, waterfall, waterfall.
Any accidents? You ever, spill over?
Yeah. My wife and I were out one time and she said, go left. I went left into a tree. She's like, oh, I meant right.
Thanks, honey. Thanks.
Yeah, so there was a tree down the river, so I hit it and it knocked me off, took my kayak, and I lost my Kohler.
So does I guess your wife treasure hunts with you?
No, I can't get her to. She has zero interest in it.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, but she likes kayaking, so we do that.
That's cool. It's not for everybody. My husband's not into it either. Yeah, he doesn't do the treasure hunting.
I try all the time to get her to go
out. Mary's saying, see it my way, Shane for president.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot I had this as my green screen background thing. Pat and Jeff and everybody from Park Rat Pat Zoom's probably used to it.
Someone said he looks good. Who was it? I think it was Brad. Yeah, I like his decor. He is a chill president. That's our Aussie friend, Brad.
Yeah, if I would have thought about it, I would have changed it before we got in here.
Right? It is what it is. Terry Marshall, some more of our Aussie friends. Good to see you. Don G, doing all right. Can't complain for everything that's going on.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some prospecting this summer, getting into the river.
Well,
I'm
find my luck.
If you want to take a road trip, talk to your wife or a friend or like Randy or someone else from that area. Come over to Ohio and join us on the stream. If we get together, we have a couple of places, leases and club leases we could go to and some private permissions. And we'll put you on a dredge in the river and unless you want a shovel, and then you could do high banking but dredging, high banking, sluicing, whatever. And I think you could do anything you want to do if you put your mind to it.
Yeah, they say that gold claw is pretty easy to use, so I'm excited to get on that.
I love it.
Get used to it.
Especially since you're a beginner, you have habits
no clue what I'm
already
doing.
already.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You won't have to reteach yourself how to use it.
Yeah.
But I love the gold claw, all three sizes: the pocket claw, the prospector pan, which is the original, and then the production claw, which I call a bulldozer blade. It's huge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you could fit 3 gallons of material in it. And
Wow.
if you're proficient with it and know how to use it well, I can't. And I know how to use it, but I'm not that fast. But I know the inventor of the gold clock can pan through 3 gallons of material in about 40 seconds.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
But,
All right, you've got quite a bit of questions coming through here.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Well, first of all, JP Lonzamore wants to see you play the harmonica.
Oh, I don't have it here with me right now.
Metal detecting with Randy wants you to tell a joke.
there you go.
Okay, I'll tell a blind joke. What's a dirty trick to play on a blind person?
What?
Put the plunger in the toilet and leave the toilet seat up.
Ow.
Well done. Well done.
That makes my knees hurt just thinking about it.
So both Brewers Prospecting and Metal Detecting with Randy want to know how you edit your videos.
Oh, I actually do all my editing on my own. I use iMovie on my iPhone. I do get my wife to like take pictures of stuff. I get her to slip the pictures in there. I needed to have pictures in it, but pretty much everything else I do on my own. So when you watch my videos, it's all everything I put together.
Right on, man. And then
Nice.
Ohio Relic Hunter, sorry, I'm blowing through them, but they all came through, and I want to make sure I get them in. Have you ever considered using the Blue Nemo since you mentioned scuba earlier?
Yes, I would love to get the Blue Nemo.
I've been thinking about that too.
It's a little pricey. It's $1,000 for the 10-foot one.
Yeah.
What's a Blue Nemo, guys? What is it?
It's a battery operated hookah system.
Yep.
Gotcha.
It floats above you on the surface, and one has 30 feet of airline, the other has 10 feet of airline.
Yep.
I forget the Neptune and the Nemo or something like that.
Yeah.
But they're pricey, and depending on the package you get, extra batteries and whatnot.
Yeah. I say you can get about an hour and a half out of one battery.
Moto Mining, good to see you. Yeah, Blue Nemo's expensive air, that's for sure.
Yep.
Brad Walsh, our Aussie friend, scuba diver and detectorist. Blue Nemo is an awesome thing. I get 2 hours out of it, no worries.
He must have good breathing control.
Right.
Yep. Yep, but someday I will have one. I would definitely want a Blue Nemo.
Has Garrett approached you at all?
No, I've actually emailed them, but no responses from them.
Oh man, I think they're missing out.
Yeah.
Now, Garrett, if you're listening,
I'm super efficient with my Garrett AT Pro. I mean, I can find a lot with it. I have found a lot with it. You know, just I've been using it for 10 years now. And before that, I used I had a White's DFX, and I had I originally started on a Radio Shack. In 1996 is when I bought my first metal detector.
Wow. That's quite a while back.
Yeah. Yeah, I found my first silver coin was a 1917 Standing Liberty quarter, and I was hooked ever since.
Yeah, that's kind of like when you find your first nice chunk of wild gold. You get gold fever, and
Yeah.
I'm sure treasure fever's about the same. What do you like finding more, relics or like coins?
Well, when I first started, I pretty much just did coin shooting. I didn't really have much interest in relics. And now after doing it for 26 years, I like the relics a lot more than the coin. Buttons, I love to find old buttons, flat buttons.
Yeah, there's a place I call my own little private Idaho, not buy from me. There was an 1800s house at the place, and I found a nice flat button there, and B3 Relic Recovery found his first large cent there and
Oh, wow.
nailed it detecting the last time we were there, found his second Indian head. I know
Chad.
Ohio Metal Maven, yes, Chad.
Nicole, you.
Nicole found some nice buttons and stuff. But we found trade beads there and clay pipes
Oh, wow.
and arrowheads in the area. I want to find their trash dump. There's supposedly an old family cemetery somewhere in the woods I like to find too. Of course, I wouldn't desecrate it. I'd probably clean it up.
Yeah.
But it'd be
That's something.
interesting to find.
There's a lot of Indian artifacts in the area I'm in. Oh my, people find a lot of Indian artifacts.
Have you ever?
Someday I'll get lucky.
Oh, you haven't found an arrowhead or nothing yet?
No. People find them in the rivers all the time. Like someday I'll stumble on one, just like a marble. I have never found a marble. Someday I'm gonna find a marble. That's
Yeah,
one of
like
my big bucket listers.
like, have you ever considered maybe bringing some classifiers out with you and just kind of searching
Yeah.
through some of the rocks and dirts, you know?
Yep, someday I'm gonna do that. I do have one.
There you go.
Just
Very cool.
hike to the river and just not even take my metal detector, just take the classifier or sifter, whatever they're called.
Ed, did you ask Terry Curry's question?
No, I haven't.
I kind of asked it a little bit earlier, and you were able to name off a lot of things, but what's your best find?
Well, probably far as coin, I have to say the 1600 silver coin I found this past year. Far as relic, I found some cool relics. Actually, metal detecting, and Randy and I were out. I found a super cool pocket knife. It said Hi-Yo Silver on it. It was a Lone Ranger pocket knife.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That was actually pretty cool. I mean, it wasn't in the best shape, but there was something pretty cool to find. I found a bombardier, a silver bombardier World War II pin. That's one nice relic I found. I don't know. I found so much stuff. It's just hard to pick.
All right. How about bucket list items? How about some items that you just, that's gonna make the treasure hunting complete for you? Like, you can give 3 of them.
Marble.
That's
your white whale there, right?
Yeah. But one of my big bucket listers was a seeded coin, because in 26 years I've never found a seeded coin, and I finally hit it this year. Other than that, I enjoy finding everything.
Mary says your best find was your wife.
Yes, that's right, Mary. Yep, she puts up with me.
And then Mr. Lodek, and this is actually a super great question. I think we should ask it more often, to be honest. Have you ever had any run-ins with the law, with the fuzz?
No. No, unfortunately, I'm a good guy, I guess.
I guess you get permissions to do the farm fields, and you ask permissions to be there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. Now, what kind of reaction do you get when you go to a farmer or a property owner to ask permission?
Most times I have somebody with me, so it's not too bad. They seem to be comfortable as long as somebody's with me. So I've never actually just stumbled up to a farmer and said, "Hey, I'm buying. Can I metal detect your field?" No.
Sorry, Gold Pro Unlimited said, "Best wife, haha. She tells you to go left, and then hello tree."
Oh, I meant the other left.
Oh yeah.
That can work both ways, Mary.
Although I do have a good reasoning for stumbling on a property I'm not supposed to be on. Oh, I can't see. I didn't know where I was at.
Oh.
There you go.
All right, better, yeah. I don't think anybody would have messed with you.
My wife said go left. I went right.
That's funny. There you go. So now if a cop comes up, you can use that line.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have run-ins with the law, so
That's probably a good thing, man.
yeah. Yeah, and even I don't know, even when I'm out in the rivers, I do run into people. I was at this one spot one time. I can hear this plastic, like somebody was dragging something plastic down the bank, and I'm like, "What the heck's this guy doing? Dumping garbage?" I thought he was dragging a garbage can. Then it hit me. Duh, it's a kayak. Yeah.
I would have been like, is it really garbage or was it a body? Like,
Yeah. Yes, most times when I run into people at parks or in a river, I don't even tell them I can't see. You know, they have no clue. Actually, I had kayakers come by me one time, and the lady says to me, "What are you fishing for?" I'm not fishing. I'm metal detecting. She goes, "Oh, I thought you were fishing." Yeah, I was listening for the fish with these headphones. You know.
it really is amazing though. People who have no idea about treasure hunting and the assumptions that they make when you're down in the water, go
Yep.
doing things down where you shouldn't be. It's actually quite asinine. We had somebody call the cops on us because they thought we were getting ready to hang ourselves when we were magnet fishing.
Wow.
It's really crazy. And then a lot of people ask us if we're looking for crawdads. A lot of people think we're going for the crawdads.
Actually, I did have a run-in with a cop one time. I was in a field and I was down digging, and I hear, "Hey, what do you think you're doing?" "Oh, metal detecting." And here it was a cop. He thought I was beating somebody up.
Yeah, it is crazy.
He's like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't realize you're metal detected." So it was funny. He kind of laughed, and
I suppose when people are driving by quickly, especially if you're around a bridge and somebody's going 35 or 45 miles an hour, who knows what we look like to them?
yeah,
Who knows what it looks like? Who knows what you're swinging? Any of that stuff probably does look terrifying to somebody who wouldn't recognize somebody treasure hunting.
yep, absolutely. Yeah, I guess it's not always normal to see somebody bend over in a field. Just
Yeah, it is weird to some people. It's not normal to see two chicks hanging out on a bridge throwing ropes with heavy objects with ropes.
Yeah.
Like, people get weirded out by it.
No. It's just funny some of the reasons why people call the cops.
It's so weird. So weird.
Yeah, that's just from watching some of the magnet fishing videos. It seems like the cops don't want to be bothered by the guns that people find unless there's a serial number on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's a bit of a debate on whether you should call the cops or not. If they can't find a serial number, they're not going to be able to lift prints. And if they can't
Yeah.
find a serial number, the gun's probably so rotten it's not going to be able to be repaired anyways.
Yeah.
So why waste taxpayers' dollars calling the officers for anything other than maybe getting more views, which is important to small channels.
Yeah.
But officers
Yeah.
are starting to get pretty stinking irritated, having to come and see, and just say, we're not going to do anything with this. We're not going to do anything with this. And then on another aspect, like, you don't get to keep your hunk of junk. And sometimes you want to keep that hunk of junk,
Yeah.
you just want to have it to show friends. So why give it to somebody who's never going to give it back to you?
I could see if it's a fresh weapon.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
definitely if it has serial numbers. But if
Absolutely.
it's ground off in a fresh weapon, that might be good too. But if it's the water destroys all physical evidence
Yeah.
Nothing. There's
real
nothing they
quick.
can do. Yep.
So yeah, it makes good clickbait and people like to see the cops and stuff, but I understand where the cops come. I understand where the creators coming from.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
it's tough. It is really tough to kind of balance out, especially the smaller channels. I think the bigger channels could probably deal without having those videos, but the smaller channels can really get a lot of views brought in when there's cops called in the title and stuff like that. But
Right.
I think it's tough for everybody, and I think ultimately, if you're going to call the cops, you better be incredibly respectful and thankful that they showed up, and thankful that they're going to take the time out of their day to help you out.
Yeah.
If you ask me.
Legit.
Come again?
Definitely. Legit.
Oh yeah,
No.
yeah. Just listen. They're people too,
Yeah, and I'm sure instead of looking at an old rusty gun from who knows how long ago, they could be actually working on a case or enjoying their coffee and donuts at Dunkin's. So.
That's something I've never found though. Metal detecting was a gun. I found pieces and parts, but never a whole gun.
Oh man, I think this is a fantastic question, Mr. Lodak, and it's something that I've been thinking about this whole time. But Mr. Lodak said, we've all had fears of digging up a needle or something, something like that. Do you share that same fear?
Oh my, absolutely.
Yeah.
Luckily,
Do you wear
I mean,
gloves? Yeah,
oh yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Okay.
But luckily, our area is not known for that, so I'm kind of lucky. But that doesn't mean it can't happen, But that is kind of one of my fears.
Yeah,
You,
there's a
you
lot
never
of
know.
gross stuff in the water.
Yeah. Well, more in the parks, I get worried about it because it seems like people find a lot of that stuff in parks.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the rivers I metal detect in are just too far out of the way for somebody to be doing something like that. I guess, like, I don't know.
Now,
There's
here's something clickbait from our friend Bill Marsh. He's a real card. Perfect clickbait. I pulled 2 cops out of the water magnet fishing.
That's perfect. That's perfect, Ohio.
Yeah, I was gonna say Bill Ohio Corella Cunner.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Smarty Pants.
Oh, yeah. Now, is this true? Is this true, Rose?
100% true.
Every time you go detecting with Jeff, you get the cops showing up.
Yeah, we had two videos, and both times officers showed up. Now they were polite and respectful and wonderful gentlemen, but yes, we have had cops called every single time we've been with Brewer making videos. Yeah.
Oh, that means Jeff must be doing something.
And it is in his neck of the woods, so they go to him first. They know who he is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Now I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, Jeff.
Yeah, Terry's like, Jeff, are they checking them out or you? There you go.
I'd like to get down and hang out with Jeff sometime.
So do I.
I like Jeff. Jeff's a super cool guy.
Yeah, you got to make it to the compound. It's absolutely worth it. It's such a great time. there's great history in the areas he takes you to as well for the treasure hunting, but really just getting to hang out with him. He's so lively and is just, I mean, he's a great host, and it's really a fantastic time going to the compound. Love you, Jeff.
Yeah, Mary says Brewer, then go with Michigan Gems with Joe. She'll keep the cops busy a while you go get away. I hear she likes the man in uniform.
Anybody has any more questions? It don't matter. You can ask me anything.
You
Yes,
heard
we got
him,
about 30 more
guys.
minutes. Yeah, if you're curious, I like it. I like it. You know, I really, oh, you know, we didn't get to talk about this. We were doing the spinny break about what you actually can see versus what you can't see, and the sunglasses. I'd love for you to touch down on that again, because I was super curious about it. I'm willing to bet everybody else is.
Oh, were we down when I was talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're down.
Oh. Yeah, so a lot of people ask me why I wear sunglasses even though I can't see. But there's a few reasons, because the sunlight does hurt my eyes. When I'm actually talking to people, I'm a little uncomfortable because I don't know where I'm looking. I don't know if I'm looking like at somebody's chest, or I don't know what I'm looking at. So I just like to wear sunglasses so people can't see where my eyes are wandering to. And also for protection, I like to wear sunglasses, because I do, walk through trees and bushes and stuff. It's just nice to have protection. The place I used to work in a meat plant, and I used to wear safety glasses. And the guy says to me, "Why are you wearing safety glasses? You're blind." Well, it's still gonna get hurt if I get poked in the eye or something, So that's one of the reasons I like to wear sunglasses.
Yeah, I would, Moto. It will still hurt like hell to get stuck in the eye. Sure enough.
And I worked in a meat plant for 25 years before the meat plant closed down. Right now I'm currently unemployed because of that, and I just haven't really searched for a new job yet. It's hard for a blind guy to find a job.
Well, my brother, he worked for Quickset Locks, and he was their fastest assembler.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I applied for a couple jobs at the bus station, but I haven't got a call back yet.
Randy says, "No, you think you look cool in glasses. Not."
Yeah. Yeah, if I could just
go ahead.
if I could just pass that driver's test, Mary.
You could start working for Uber or DoorDash.
Yeah. Oh, DoorDash would be fun.
David Villa, drivers needed.
They're getting pretty desperate. I know that.
Getting desperate everywhere. Oh, Mary says Joe only dates cops. Oh, okay. Well, to each their own. Mr. Lodak's like Tesla autopilot.
Or maybe any other car but Tesla autopilot. Just saying.
Yeah,
it's gonna take them a long time to refine that technology.
I don't know, man. They've already got Uber, like self-driving Uber cars in California where you get picked up and there's not a driver in there. I think we're closer than we think we are.
Our friend Randy Scotty Tony, he's top-notch him in the room. You drive, I'll be the eyes. Let's get that license. I call shotgun.
Talladega Nights where he puts a cougar in the back of the car. Says, you know,
Yeah.
if you can drive with a cougar in the back of the car, you can drive anywhere.
He drove through. I think he drove through the neighborhood blindfolded too.
Turned out great, by the way.
Become one with the car.
Yeah.
I'll try it in a farm field first.
Mr. Lodek said one of those driverless cars got pulled over and drove off. You guys are killing me. The chat's killing me. Gold Pro
Yeah.
said, turn left, says the wife on your driver's test.
You guys.
Yeah. That's what I told my wife. I said, I want you to drop me off at one bridge in a kayak, and I want to see if I can make it to the next bridge. She says, absolutely not.
Yeah,
That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I just want to see
careful.
I think I can make it though.
You know, just so you know, coming from somebody who is so scared of water, I would say that to anybody, vision or not. I think you should have a buddy with you when you're on the water, period.
Luckily, I'm a strong swimmer.
Now, Detective Smiles wants to know when are you going to open up your fish lure shop?
Oh, I have found a lot of fishing tackle this summer. Lots of sinkers, lots of fishing lures. But you know, it's interesting. I found lots of vintage fishing lures, a lot of old homemade sinkers. Some of the sinkers probably date back to the 1800s because they have square holes in it where they punched a hole through it with a nail. Lots of sinkers with cloth string on it, and that's always interesting. I love finding the sinkers with the cloth string on it.
Is
It's
that
been a
to
long time.
help the environment?
Oh no, that's because they whatever. I don't even know what fishing line's made out of now, but before
Nylon.
Modern fishing line, it was just cloth string. That's what they used for fishing.
It's probably, well, I guess if you're still finding it, it's not that good for the environment.
It's interesting though, the cloth string makes it that long.
We've learned magnet fishing that clothes in general, you know, they said, you know, I guess cotton might go quickly, but their clothes are blended very often with plastic based products, and they last a long time in the water. A long time.
It's crazy the stuff you find in the water. Lots of garbage, just bizarre stuff. Clothes, rugs.
Yeah.
Lots of tires. It's amazing how many tires are in the water.
I'm so sick of tires, dude. Tires, brake pads, and rotors. They can all F right off, dude. I'm so tired of them.
Been changing a lot of them.
Tires?
Yeah.
I'm tired of finding them in the water, and I am tired
of water. Okay.
And I am tired of paying people to change them. Yeah.
Well, I thought you were gonna get into some grease monkey.
You know, I have a little bit, honestly, with the help of Grease Monkey. Tires are never going to be something that I do, guys. Never. No way. I'll just pay somebody. I'll pay the disposal fee. You know, hopefully somebody will recycle them. But tires, no way. No way.
Yeah, Grease Monkey. Know what I learned in auto shop?
You tell.
I never want to be a mechanic.
You know what? I always say I want to be one until I have to be one, and then I'm like, then I don't know what I was thinking. But I do have to give a lot of love to Grease Monkey. He's almost been a bit of a mentor with me. I bought Angela's Pontiac from her, and I've been rehabbing. I've been fixing it up and getting all the lights off of it, and I could not have done most of it without Grease Monkey. So, right on, man. I appreciate it.
You must have to be a computer scientist to work on cars nowadays, so you can barely fit a finger in the engine anymore.
Right. For me, most, you know, I'm working on the 07s. You know, the before we hit even the 10s, and well, hell, my Dart was a 2013, and that was still manageable. So stick with the older ones. And even then, when I do work on it, I really regret saying I wanted to do it. And then when I'm done, I feel so accomplished and proud of myself that I keep this repetitive cycle of abuse going on.
I actually have a video where I changed the brakes in our Ford Escape.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Did you save so much money? So much money doing it. Patrick Moore, I'm so happy to see you.
Patrick, how's our favorite lurker doing? You and Two Toes.
You know who I haven't seen tonight that I was really hoping to see, Ed?
Who's that? Oh, Ronald, what? Yeah.
Yep. And then I was hoping for a little serenade.
Ah,
Nope.
you
I don't get either.
wanted me to get my Iron Marvin on there for a minute,
Just saying, when the opportunity presents itself, I love it.
huh? Well, I haven't seen Run for the Hills Mighty, so no Iron Marvin. My voice though, sis, has been really terrible. I did something to it a while back, and every time I tried, it would sound bad, like two cats fighting, bad.
I'm always a big fan of saying cat in a disposal, Ed, which is what I sound like.
Shane changed the brakes in on his wife's vehicle.
Yeah. No, yeah. Actually, I did. Yeah, I did a good job at it.
You know, if you've done it once or twice, I do think that even just by feel, you know, as long as you have the familiarity of it, it's something that you absolutely could do, my friend.
I try anything. I'm not afraid to try stuff.
Look,
Yeah.
I mean, since we're talking about it, you can head on over here. I've got an ABS valve that I could really use some help with. You know, it's super intimidating. So come on over. We'll figure it out together.
Yeah, like I'm not reckless. You know, I know my limitations. I'm not going to go out and do something. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
But
Yeah, come on. Let's don't get the guy seriously hurt now.
even like when I'm in the rivers, I take my time. It's not like, luckily no alligators in Pennsylvania.
Right.
And if I was in Florida, I wouldn't be anywhere near the water.
So, but you said you've had 2 snake encounters. Do you have poisonous snakes there? It's all, with the cold weather. Is it that bad?
Copperheads. There's really no poisonous snakes that I know of.
Copperhead's poisonous, my friend.
Well, I mean,
but not up there.
Yeah, they don't really. I don't think copperheads are in the water. I mean, we have some rattlesnakes, but there's not a lot of encounters with them. They kind of stay out of the way in the rocks and stuff like that. Yeah, in the water, I just got to worry about the crayfish. The water snakes, they haven't bothered me yet. So, and if I get bit by one, then it is what it is, I guess.
I'm sure he can, Bill, but I'll ask. Ohio Relic Hunter wants to know if you know how to read Braille.
Actually, no. So my mobility trainer tried for me to learn Braille, and I didn't. Like, the technology there's so much technology now. A lot of blind people aren't really learning Braille like they used to.
I would say it's probably turning into something like cursive now with the technology that we have. It's you guys have a lot of technology at your fingertips.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I hear
like I have
like scanners and pen scanners. You could run across pages and it will read it to you.
Yep, I have scanners for reading. It's basically like a barcode scanner. Reads all my food or toothpaste or sodas, beer. I just have to scan it. It'll tell me what it is.
Ohio Relic Hunter, I'm sorry, he said copperheads love the water. Just wanted to throw that out there. Sorry.
Well, I must smell bad because they stay away from me.
I think because you have the ability not to react with fear because you don't know they're there and they're splashing, running, or freaking out, that maybe you have a better opportunity by not freaking out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I've encountered them, but they just yeah, if you can't see it, you're not afraid of it. Actually, my daughter picked me up one time. And I walked through this big, humongous cobweb. And I said, "Why didn't you tell me a cobweb was there?" She goes, "I didn't see it." So I come up off the bank and she's like, "Oh my God." I said, "What?" "There's a snake hanging off your hat right in front of you." Or not a snake, a spider hanging right off your hat, right in front of your face. I'm like, "Oh." And she's like, "I would have freaked out if I seen that." If I was on my face. Yeah, so I'm sure I've probably been had lots of encounters with snakes, but yeah, if I'm not out metal detecting and enjoying life, and I'd be afraid. And
Hi, Ellsworth. Say hi to the girls. Give them a big hug. Been a while since we've seen the Carl family. Good seeing you.
Man, you guys, my puppy keeps farting, and I keep thinking that it's poop somewhere. So when I get up, that's what I'm doing. Just so you know.
It's a good thing we still have Shane pinned up, and you're just a little picture up
No,
there.
good. That's really good. I keep peeking around the corner, like I keep thinking something. I'm gonna find a bad little pile, but I think it's just got gas.
so a couple weeks ago, I was out in a farm field with my friend metal detecting, and we had an electric fence. So he scooted under it, and he said, "My back touched it. I don't think it's on." So I come up to the electric fence and I grabbed a hold of it. I got shocked. And he's like, "Wait, I thought you were joking with me." I said, "No, this thing's on." He's like, "Well, my back rubs against it. I don't think it's on." But where he crossed under, there was no insulators and the wires was touching the wooden posts. So he didn't get shocked. But where I tried to go under, the insulators were still there. So I guess that's a big factor with electricity.
Bummer, dude.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, Ellsworth. Give her a big hug for us. All your girls, though.
Yeah, big old hugs.
They have some awesome girls.
Metal detecting with Randy said you can tell the difference between your two dogs by their fart smells. That's true.
Now, is that true?
They both have stinky farts, my dogs.
My puppy had an accident this morning, and I had a dream that woke me up that I went to a porta potty and it smelled so bad that it woke me up. It ended up being my puppy.
And I hope you didn't step in it.
No, we're kennel training. We're kennel training with him. So we got him at 6 months, you guys, and at 6 months, your puppy should be potty trained. The puppy that you sell to somebody. We got a French bulldog, and when we purchased him, which we got a discounted price because he was older, they made it clear that they made no effort whatsoever in potty training this puppy. No kennel training, no nothing. So we're starting from square one with a 6-month-old puppy, and he does really, really good in the kennel most of the time. But while we're sleeping, we don't wake up in time, he'll poop in there, and it's terrible. Puppy poops are the worst. They're the worst.
Yeah, I had a puppy poop situation over the weekend here.
Oh, man, so sorry.
We have my daughter's puppy right now, and I come walking in the kitchen and it laid one on the floor, and I tramped in it, and it's sliding.
So sorry.
It happens though. I
Yeah,
didn't even yell
Ohio
to
Road Hunter. I'm so sorry. He said bulldog farts are the worst. I have a 100-pound old English bulldog and an 18-pound French bulldog, and they're both horrible. Horrible.
And they snore louder than a human.
Oh yeah. That I've got. I mean, I just learned. You know, my husband also snores, so like I'm a sleeping champ when it comes to snoring.
Terry wants to know the rest of the
You
dream.
know, it's pretty crazy because I'm so sorry, but I had a dream that Chef D. I don't know if you guys know Chef D.
Yeah.
That he got a property. That he put these little tiny camping sites on, and me and some friends were checking out his little tiny camping sites. And at one point there were these, he got a projector, and he projected fake bears in the woods to scare everybody. You know, so and then I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, where am I? Are there really bears in this woods? Like, is he gonna trick me and I'm gonna think it's a projector? And then actually Angela was in the dream and she said she had to go to the bathroom, so I went with her because we're a team. We go to the bathroom together. And when we went to the bathroom, it smelled just absolutely awful, and it woke me up, and it was the puppy part. That was my dream.
Where I live near the interstate here. Along somebody's property, they have a fake Bigfoot out by the interstate.
I bet you that can really mess with people in the dark,
Yeah.
you know?
Oh,
They're
yeah,
not
yeah.
expected to see it. It'll get you.
That'd be cool seeing a fake Sasquatch standing around.
Yeah, it's full a few people.
Yeah, I'd say it's cool if you knew about it, but I you know, you're driving in the middle of the night and you're tired, you see Sasquatch, you might freak out.
Thank you, Detective Smile. Glad you enjoyed the show.
Good night, Peter.
Good night.
Actually, he lives about an hour and a half from me, Detective Smile.
Oh,
So he's in my neck of the woods.
now, are
another
you
question.
in Eastern PA or Western PA or in the mid?
I guess you could call it like South Central.
South Central?
Yeah, about 2 hours from
Harrisburg?
Pittsburgh. No, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh?
Well, yeah. Well, I'm about 2 hours from Pittsburgh, so.
Okay. Well,
I got one more question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
If you could treasure hunt with 3 people from the YouTube community, who would it be?
That's kind of a tough one.
Yep.
save the toughest for last.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know how to answer this one. There's so
Yeah,
many
you know,
people.
honestly, 3, yeah, I was gonna say 3 is limited. Why don't you give some shout outs to some people you'd really like to meet up with?
Well, I hunt with metal detecting with Randy, so I'm going to give him a shout out. We're like long lost brothers. I love hunting with him, you know. Holy cow, I don't even know. You put me on the spot here. I can't even
Yeah,
think.
that's what sorry for it.
I don't know. I would just like to meet a lot of people. I don't even know
Well,
how
I
to
guess
answer this.
that's another question, is if you got the opportunity to do a little traveling and go meet up with friends, or invite friends to meet up with you, would you take that opportunity?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, you have an open invitation to Australia.
That would.
Shane likes the water, so he needs to come with me.
I don't know about Australia. Don't they got great white sharks and spiders and snakes and crazy animals down there?
They have all kinds of stuff, but Brad says he'll stand in the way for you. He'll protect you.
I would love to go to Australia. Australia would be a cool place to visit.
Me too. I'd probably end up throwing my passport away, like I've said before.
Yeah. Actually, I think right now they're in spring, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're coming up on their summer, and we're coming up on our winter.
Now, it'd be nice if you could follow the summer, endless summer. Just
Yeah.
one
Have to
day.
move to Hawaii, I guess.
Eh, I think I get kind of bored of Hawaii after a while, especially since I don't surf anymore. But, I guess
That's right.
there's a lot of beaches you can detect. Um,
So
but
did you grow up in California?
yeah, yeah. I was a real beach bum. Lived, drank, ate, surfed, skate, and I finally just gave it all up.
So you're the real OG of surfing.
I don't know about that, but did it since started surfing when I was 11, and I moved away from California in my mid 30s or late 20s. So did it for a bit of through my adolescence and young adulthood. Then I got smart and moved away. It was the best thing for me. I probably
There's
would.
actually
Go ahead.
there's actually a blind surfer.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. Actually, he's pretty popular on YouTube. I think that's the name of his channel, The Blind Surfer.
I'm particularly fond of your channel name versus, the blind metal detector. I like see it my way. I think it's great.
Oh. Yeah, because like I said, my channel originally started with me, showing what I could do, my loss of eyesight, and trying to inspire other people not to let their disabilities hold them back. Then it's just kind of morphed into my passion of metal detecting.
I like that you were able to make it morph, man. I think that's super fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, metal. Most of us know treasure hunting is addicting. Whether it's metal detecting, prospecting, magnet fishing, bottle digging, just everybody has their happy place, and that's super important.
Right.
I think it's a lot to do with the sunlight and being outside and reconnecting with nature and just I don't know
Yep.
and the community and the friends and
Yeah,
All
absolutely.
the above.
yeah. JP Laundry Moore wants to know how do you watch other people's videos?
I don't. I listen to them.
Good answer. Good answer.
It's a lot of listening, a lot of paying attention. Listening to nuances in people's videos. And,
Do you
as far as
do you get bored maybe when they're doing like montages with music and you don't really know what's happening?
oh yeah, sometimes it's like I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
I like the underwater videos. Like I really wish I could see them because that like I do like sometimes people will do voiceover and I like that on the underwater videos. But as far as like live streams and premieres, my phone talks to me, so I can communicate with everybody in chat. I just have to listen to my chipmunk, my phone talking to me.
Moto Mining wants to know: Do you use TTY and descriptive video?
I'm not sure what TTY is.
I'm not either. That's why. Yeah, that's why I use the abbreviation. I have no idea.
But audio, just like for movies, I do like Netflix, HBO Max. A lot of movies and TV shows have audio description, so I listen to a lot of movies that kind of explain what's going on, fight scenes, and, like Game of Thrones. I love Game of Thrones. They have great audio description.
Yeah. Awesome. It's a great show.
Yeah.
Ohio Relic Hunter wants to. Oh, sorry.
TTY mode allows people with hearing and speech impairments to communicate by using text to voice or voice to text technology.
Oh yeah. Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
He's using the text to voice right now, actually, I believe.
Yeah.
Or did
Well,
that drive you nuts having
yeah, I had to
Yeah.
turn it off because I can hear blah, 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 and it was hard for me to listen to you and you guys. And
I still
my
think
phone.
it's so insane. Like if anybody's never heard it, you guys listen to it at like supersonic speeds. Like the woman speaking is just she's talking so fast. Like I don't know how you keep up with it, man. Like it's really fast.
Just kind of get used to it. I don't always have it on super fast, but most times I do, like especially during live chats, trying to keep up with everybody. Unfortunately, I miss a lot of what's going on in live streams, and sometimes I'll just stop listening to the chat and just listen to the stream. You miss out
I
a lot
bet.
on the stream.
Does that chat go crazy like when they put a number? Like you have to put a number in there, and it's like 35 people all at once putting in numbers.
Yeah.
Probably goes pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up.
Ohio Relic Hunter asked, if you could be a superhero and use their powers to treasure hunt or detect, who would you be and why?
Superman, X-ray vision, see everything in the ground.
Word.
Oh,
Superman's
that's
my
a pull tab.
fave.
Oh, that's a nail. Oh, that's a.
How about audibles? Guido asked. Audible books and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yes, I actually I belong to the Library of the Blind, so they mail me books. I listen to them, send them back.
Yeah.
So I have read a lot of books. Well, I call it reading, but it's listening.
That's fair. No, that's reading, man. That's fair enough.
That's how I read them. Sometimes
Yeah.
I'll go to sleep listening to books.
Yeah, so like, even though I'm blind, I always say I'll see you later. I'll see this, or I read this, or I watched this. It's just easier to keep up with what everybody else says.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'll listen to you later. I'll smell you later. It's always just easier to stay with the conventional, sayings.
Moto asked a question that I'm going to go ahead and answer if you don't mind, or you can butt in if you'd like. But he goes, I wonder if there's a way I can add descriptive video to my YouTube videos. And yes, when you're posting the videos, they do have an option to add in subtitles. However, I strongly recommend you review them because the automatic subtitle generator is a very poor quality. So it really translates, like it's some of the craziest things that end up showing up on it. Angela and I did try it for the Vixens for a while, and it's asinine. Like I don't even know how that technology is so behind. So yes, you can do it, but always review what they put in, and it takes a while, but review what the translator has said for you because it's crazy. It's very
kind of
poorly
like
done.
when your phone's learning voice to text. And you're like, oh, I better not send that. I didn't say that.
Yeah.
That get my ass kicked. Beep.
Unfortunately for the blind, if you want voiceover, you have to do it yourself. Like explaining what's happening in the videos. Like some in the blind YouTuber community, some people will do audio description, like they'll explain what's going on. Hey, this person's got a blue shirt on doing this, or you know what I mean? But unfortunately, you have to do it all yourself. I don't even think it reads the subtitles to you in the videos. Now on TikTok, it does. The TikTok will read the subtitles to you, but on YouTube, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's
so if I'm watching TikTok videos and somebody has the CC subtitles, it'll start reading off to me and blah, blah, blah.
Well, we're into overtime, Shane. I'll wait till Rose gets back. She must be doing some doggy duty.
Yeah.
Or she just had a green cloud come up from the bottom of her desk that about knocked her out or something. but my phone's voice to text sucks. It doesn't understand Southeast.
Oh yeah. So if any of you ever see me in like live chat, sometimes I make some silly comments that my voice to text didn't type it out right. So that happens a lot.
Yeah, if I told her that that fart was like a car horn. Ooh. Overtime is good. Shane doesn't have anywhere to go. Yeah, but I gotta wake up at 5:15, 5 o'clock.
Well, thank you. Thank everybody so much for hanging out tonight. I really appreciate it. I'm sure Ed does too.
By
Man,
all
I'd have to
means.
say you got a lot of love from chat tonight, man. A lot of love, a lot
Oh,
of questions, a lot of love.
That you
I appreciate
did.
it, everybody.
Guido's. See it my way one. Thanks, man. Great interview. Randy, it was a great show. Rose and Ed, thank you. Terry Curry, Shane, you've been a great guest. Brad, no worries, Shane. Been a pleasure, mate. Shane, it's been a pleasure, mate.
David Villa said you're very courageous for coming onto the show.
Oh, thank
Gold
you.
Pro Unlimited. Awesome show, Ed. Tell Shane he was a great guest.
You know, if anybody
JP
watches,
Oh, one more great compliment for you. JP Lonzamore, best show in a long time.
well, thanks, JP. If anybody watches my video, I always say keep happy at the end of my videos.
Heck
And
yeah,
the reason I say that, I believe the key to life is happiness. If you're happy, you know, you're enjoying everything, no matter how bad things get.
Right.
So happiness will always bring you up.
I'll stand behind that, man.
Yeah.
Makes sense to me. Don't worry, be happy.
Yeah, that was one of my struggles. Like when I first lost my eyesight, and you know, a little bit of depression, you know, a little bit of anger. And one morning, I just woke up and said, "Listen, you got to start being happy. Look for the happy things in life. Everything positive is going to rise up, and that's what's important."
For
Yeah,
sure.
attitude's a big part of the battle.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's been a total pleasure. Shane, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Thank you, Ed. It was a pleasure being here. I really, really enjoyed it.
Remember next week, our guest has been rescheduled. Sean Sergeant Whitey to January 10th. There will be no show next week. I'll be on a jet airplane heading towards SeaTac. Got my mom's memorial service to go to. But after that, the following week on the 22nd, we have Richie. Madison, Maine will be joining us, and I'm sure he'll entertain you. Now, besides that, all of you, thank you very much for putting up with the hiccups of technology and internet connections. Rose, my sister, it's been a pleasure having you join me tonight.
It's been so
Missed
nice to
you
be back, man.
dearly.
You
Shane,
too.
I hope to see you in our chats, and I hope maybe in a year or two or so we could get you on again and
Absolutely.
see how things going with you. And boy, all of you, each and every one of you, thank you all so much for joining us. Love you all. Until next time, and you always have a flash in your pan.
You know what he's gonna say next.
That's right, because it does happen, don't it, Rose?
Yes, it does.
Ask JP, ask Rose, ask. Shoot, I can't say. Oh, yeah, I've met Bill on the river before. It does happen. Maybe one day too. We'll meet you on the river. Good night, everybody. God bless. Love you all. Until next time, we're out of here.
Hi, guys.
Take care, everybody.
Credits are rolling. They can't see stickers now,
Done. I got my whole spread out.
Thank
the
you,
whole spread.
Guido,
5, 4,
Brad,
3,
Moto,
2,
David.
1.
Yeah. Speaking of Vert Radio, I need to give that guy an earful.
Uh-huh. He's in trouble. He's way late.
He is really in trouble. Mr. Lodak, thank you for being the world's greatest moderator. JP, thank you. All of you, thank you.